Angels say someone is desperate to see you because angel messages right now in this very moment. There's someone thinking about you, not casually, not in passing. They're desperate to see you, to reach you, to make contact with you again. And I'm not talking about the people you can see with your eyes. I'm talking about your spiritual guides, your angels, the divine forces that have been orchestrating moments in your life that you thought were just coincidence. But here's the startling truth that will completely shift your perspective by the end of this message. Those moments weren't coincidence at all. They were divine appointments. They were angels clearing the path, preparing the way. And now, in the next 60 seconds, you're going to discover exactly why they're so desperately reaching out to you right now, at this exact moment in your life. Before we dive deep into this revelation, I want to ask you something. Type in the comments right now, "I receive." Just those two words. Why? Because the moment you declare that you're open, that you're willing to receive what the universe, what God, what your angels want to deliver to you, everything changes. Energy shifts, doors open, messages come through crystal clear. So type, "I receive," right now, and let's unlock what the angels have been waiting to tell you. Welcome to God's Message Today channel, where we explore the divine communications that the universe sends to us every single day. If you're new here, this is your sign to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because what I'm about to share with you isn't just information. It's confirmation. It's validation. It's the answer to prayers you've been whispering in the darkness when no one else was listening. The angels have guided you here for a reason, and that reason is about to become crystal clear. Now, let me take you back for a moment. Think about the times in your life when you felt completely alone, completely lost, completely abandoned. Maybe it was a season of financial struggle where you didn't know how you'd pay the next bill. Maybe it was a relationship that shattered into pieces, leaving you wondering if you'd ever feel whole again. Maybe it was a professional setback that made you question your entire purpose and direction. In those moments, it felt like nobody saw you, nobody understood, nobody cared. But here's what the angels want you to know with absolute certainty. You were never alone. Not for a single second. Someone, something, a force far greater than the circumstances pressing down on you was watching, was witnessing, was strategizing your breakthrough even while you were drowning in despair. And this is where the spiritual reality becomes absolutely profound. The person who's desperate to see you, the one sending you signs and signals, they're not angry with you. They're not disappointed in you. They're not waiting for you to be perfect or get it all together before they reach out. Quite the opposite. They're desperate to connect with you precisely because you're in this season of searching, this season of questioning, this season of reaching out for something more. Think about how a parent feels when their child is lost. The parent doesn't feel shame about the child. They feel urgency. They feel an overwhelming drive to find them, to bring them home, to wrap them in safety. That's exactly what's happening in the spiritual realm right now. Your angels, your guides, the ancestors who have walked this earth before you and now stand in the light of the divine, they are experiencing an intensity of desire to connect with you that has been building and building. And the reason they're so desperate? Because they see what you cannot yet see. They see the breakthrough that's coming. They see the shift that's about to happen. They see the version of you that's about to emerge from this chrysalis of struggle and pain, and they want to help you get there. The Bible speaks to this reality in ways that have been consistent across thousands of years. In Proverbs 18:12, we're told, "Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility." Do you understand what this means? Before your breakthrough, before your honor, before your elevation, comes a season of humility, a season where you're brought low so that you can be lifted high. You're in that season right now, and the angels know it. They see it. They're leaning in, desperate to help you navigate it, because what's on the other side is too magnificent for words. Here's something that most people never understand about divine communication. Angels aren't interested in vague messages. They're not speaking in riddles and mysteries just to confuse you. They're desperate to be clear. They're desperate to reach you because they have something specific to tell you, something your soul needs to hear right now. Not next week, not next month, right now, in this moment. And the fact that you're watching this video, the fact that these words are resonating with something deep inside you, that's not random. That's by design. That's the angels speaking through every possible avenue to get you to pay attention. Matthew 6:33 tells us, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." The angels are desperate for you to understand this principle because they see you chasing so many other things. You're chasing financial security, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're chasing love and connection, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're chasing success and recognition, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the angels see that you've been approaching it backwards. You've been trying to build the outer life without establishing the inner foundation. And they're desperate to redirect you because they know that when you put first things first, when you align yourself with divine purpose and divine order, everything else falls into place. Everything else becomes easier. Everything else flows. The desperation you're sensing from the spiritual realm isn't desperation born from urgency in a frantic sense. It's the desperation of a doctor who sees a patient about to make a terrible mistake, who sees them reaching for something that will harm them, and who wants desperately to pull their hand away before it's too late. It's the desperation of someone who loves you so much that they cannot bear to watch you suffer one more day than necessary. And this desperation is expressing itself through signs, through coincidences, through dreams, through the sudden appearance of people who say exactly what you needed to hear, through unexpected opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, through numbers that keep repeating, through songs that come on the radio with lyrics that feel like they were written specifically for you. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert." The angels are desperate to tell you that the way you've been trying to create the breakthrough won't work. The path you've been walking, the strategy you've been employing, the methods you've been using, they're not going to deliver what you're hoping for. But that's not bad news. That's the best news possible. Because the angels have been authorized, commissioned, and tasked with showing you a completely new way. A way that doesn't exist in the wilderness of conventional thinking. A way that creates rivers of abundance in the desert of lack. And they're desperate to show you this way because it's already been prepared for you. What the angels need you to understand is that someone being desperate to see you isn't a sign of weakness or clinginess. It's a sign of priority. It's a declaration that you matter. It's confirmation that your life has significance that extends beyond what you can measure with your five senses. When someone is desperate to see you, it means that absence creates a void that can't be filled any other way. It means that your presence changes things. It means that you have power that you haven't even begun to tap into. And the angels are desperate to show you this power because you're meant to use it. You're meant to step into it. You're meant to become a conduit through which divine light flows into a world that desperately needs it. Jeremiah 29:11 contains one of the most powerful statements in all of Scripture. "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." The angels want you to grasp this with absolute conviction. God's thoughts toward you are thoughts of peace, not of condemnation, not of punishment, not of abandonment, but of peace and purpose and a destination worth reaching. And because the divine is thinking these thoughts about you, it has authorized the angels to become frantic, to become desperate, to become relentless in their pursuit of your attention because they want to align you with these divine thoughts. They want you to stop fighting against the current and start swimming with it. They want you to stop resisting the breakthrough and start surrendering to it. The desperation you're sensing is also an invitation. It's an invitation to lift your gaze higher, to look beyond the immediate circumstances, to recognize that there are forces at work on your behalf that you haven't even recognized. And the moment you recognize them, the moment you acknowledge them, the moment you invite them into your awareness and collaboration, everything shifts. The weight that's been pressing down on you becomes lighter because you're no longer carrying it alone. The path that's been unclear becomes illuminated because you're no longer navigating by yourself. The burden that's been yours to bear becomes shared because the angels have been waiting for permission to help. Psalm 91:11 tells us, "For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways." This isn't poetic metaphor. This is literal truth. Your angels have been given charge over you. They have been assigned to you with the directive to keep you in all your ways. That means they're not just interested in your spiritual well-being. They're interested in your physical safety, your emotional health, your financial stability, your relational peace, your professional success. They're interested in the whole you, and they're desperate to see you because they cannot fully execute their assignment unless you're aware of them, aligned with them, and cooperating with them. Here's what happens when someone is desperate to see you. They remove obstacles. They create opportunities. They orchestrate meetings that seem like accidents but are actually divinely ordered. They whisper into the hearts of people who will help you. They redirect circumstances so that you end up exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there. And if you've been paying attention to your life, you've already experienced this. You already have evidence of this. There have been times when something worked out in a way that you can't quite explain. Times when you met someone who changed your life at the exact moment you needed to meet them. Times when a door opened that you hadn't even known existed. That was the angels being desperate to see you and making it happen. But here's the critical piece that most spiritual teachers miss. The angels can't override your free will. They can influence it. They can inspire it. They can nudge it. They can create circumstances that make certain choices more attractive and obvious than others. But they cannot force you, and this is why they're so desperate. They're desperate because they can see that you have a choice to make, a decision point ahead of you. And depending on which way you choose, your entire life trajectory shifts, and they want you to choose correctly. They want you to choose the path that leads to your healing, your elevation, your restoration, your purpose. And the desperation is proportional to the magnitude of what's at stake. Romans 8:26 reminds us that the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Do you understand what this means? The divine itself is groaning on your behalf. The Holy Spirit, the ultimate expression of divine love and purpose, is interceding for you in ways so profound that they literally cannot be expressed in human language. This isn't a casual interest. This isn't a distant hope. This is the full power of the cosmos focused on your behalf, because your breakthrough matters, your transformation matters, your alignment with divine purpose matters. When the angels say they're desperate to see you, they're also communicating that there's something they want to give you. They're not desperate for your company in a needy sense. They're desperate because they're carrying something meant for you, and they cannot deliver it if you're not receptive. Imagine a parent who has wrapped the most spectacular gift, a gift that addresses every need you have, a gift that's been prepared specifically with you in mind, and they're desperate to give it to you, but you keep avoiding them. That's the energy of the angels right now. They have provisions for you, they have wisdom for you, they have healing for you, they have direction for you, and they're frantic with the desire to deliver these things. The timing of this desperation is also significant. It's not random that you're receiving this message now. It's not accidental that these words are reaching you in this season. The angels have been orchestrating your arrival at this exact point of contact because they know that you're ready. You've been refined enough by the fires of your circumstances. You've been humbled enough by the challenges you've faced. You've been stretched enough by the demands on your life. And now, finally, you're in a place where you can receive what they've been trying to give you. You're in a position to understand what they've been trying to teach you. You're ready to embrace what they've been trying to show you. Ephesians 3:20 declares that God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. The angels want you to understand that what you're capable of imagining, what you're capable of hoping for, what you're capable of dreaming about, is actually below the ceiling of what's available to you. You're thinking too small. You're hoping for too little. You're praying for less than what's already been allocated for your life. And the angels are desperate to expand your vision, to enlarge your capacity, to help you conceive of what's actually possible when you align yourself fully with divine purpose. Someone is desperate to see you because your absence diminishes them. Your absence creates a gap. Your absence means that their work is incomplete. And this is the profound spiritual truth that the angels want you to carry with you. You matter so much that your presence is needed. You're not extra. You're not unnecessary. You're not taking up space that could be better used. You're essential. You're vital. You're required. And the people, the forces, the divine powers that are desperate to see you are desperate because they know something about your importance that you haven't yet discovered. As we bring this message toward its close, I want to ask you something else. If someone is this desperate to see you, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to continue hiding? Are you going to continue doubting? Are you going to continue questioning whether you're worthy of being sought after? Or are you going to step into the reality that you are worthy, that you are seen, that you are known, that you are loved with a ferocity that transcends human understanding? The angels are waiting for your response. They're waiting for you to turn around and look at them. They're waiting for you to acknowledge them. They're waiting for you to say yes to what they're offering. Here's what's going to change when you align with this truth. Your confusion will transform into clarity. Your fear will become faith. Your isolation will become connection. Your struggle will become strategy. Your desperation will become determination. And all of this will happen not because you suddenly become a different person, but because you finally start cooperating with the divine forces that have been trying to help you all along. You finally start saying yes instead of no. You finally start moving toward instead of moving away. You finally start receiving instead of resisting. I want to invite you right now to do something powerful. Close your eyes for a moment and acknowledge the angels. Tell them that you see them. Tell them that you're ready. Tell them that you're open to what they're trying to give you. Tell them that you're willing to align with their guidance. You don't need fancy words. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. You just need to be authentic. You just need to be willing. And when you do this, something will shift. Something will move. Something that's been stuck will start to flow again. Now, I have to ask you to do something to help this channel continue delivering these divine messages to people just like you who desperately need to hear them. If what you've heard today has resonated with your soul, if these words have touched something deep inside you, I want you to comment below with a faith declaration. Type, "Blessed and ready." Let the universe hear you declare your readiness. Let the angels know that you're receptive. Let others who see your comment know that they're not alone in this hunger for spiritual truth. Please like this video. Every like is a signal to the algorithm that matters, and it ensures that the people who most need this message will find it. Please subscribe to God's Message Today channel, because what we're creating here is a space where divine truth flows freely, where spiritual messages are delivered with clarity and power, and where you're reminded every single day that you matter, that you're seen, and that you're loved. And please click that notification bell. When we post another video, I want it showing up in your notifications immediately, so you don't miss a single divine message meant just for you. To those of you who love what we do, who feel that this channel is making a difference in your life and the lives of others, I want to invite you to support this work. If you're able, please consider giving a super thanks or making a donation. These contributions don't just help us continue this work, they're also declarations of faith. They're statements that you believe in the power of these messages. They're investments in a channel that's committed to reminding people that they're never as alone as they feel, never as forgotten as they fear, never as insignificant as they've been led to believe. Remember this: someone is desperate to see you, not someday, not when you get it all together, not when you achieve your goals or reach your destination. Right now, in this moment, with everything you are and everything you're carrying, the angels see you. They're reaching for you. They're making a way for you. All you have to do is turn around and recognize them. All you have to do is say yes. All you have to do is receive. Go out into your day knowing that you are seen, you are known, you are loved, you are guided, you are protected, you are being made ready for something magnificent. And when you're ready to dive deeper into these divine messages, when you want more guidance, more clarity, more confirmation that you're on the right path, come back. Let me deepen this revelation with you, because there's so much more the angels want you to understand about why this desperation is reaching you right now, at this exact moment in your spiritual journey. You see, most people misinterpret spiritual desperation. They think it means something is wrong. They think it means the divine is upset or impatient or running out of time. But that's a fundamental misreading of what's actually happening in the spiritual realm. The desperation you're sensing is the intensity of love expressing itself through urgency. It's the fire of divine purpose burning so brightly that it cannot be contained or hidden. Think about the times in your own life when you felt desperate to reach someone. Maybe it was a child who had wandered away from you in a crowded place, and suddenly every other concern melted away, and you became singularly focused on finding them, reaching them, holding them again. Or maybe it was someone you deeply love going through a crisis, and you felt an overwhelming drive to be present, to help, to intervene before it was too late. That desperation wasn't weakness. It was the purest expression of care and commitment. It was love in its most activated, most urgent form. And that's precisely what the angels are experiencing when it comes to you. But here's what makes this even more profound. The angels don't experience time the way you do. They don't have the luxury of waiting for tomorrow or next year or some distant future moment when circumstances are better. For them, your transformation, your breakthrough, your alignment with your divine purpose, these things are urgent now because they exist in a timeless present where cause and effect are immediately visible. They can see the trajectory you're on right now, and they're desperate to redirect it because they understand the consequences of inaction with a clarity that would blow your mind if you could access it for even a moment. Proverbs 8:34 tells us, "Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, keeping the watch at the posts of my doors." Do you understand what this passage is communicating? It's describing the divine wisdom, the divine instruction, the divine guidance positioned at the threshold of your life like a devoted gatekeeper, waiting, watching, ready the moment you become aware enough to notice. The angels are watching at the gates. They're keeping watch at the posts of your doors. They're not passive. They're not distant. They're actively, vigilantly, desperately positioned to intercede the moment you give them permission. Now, I want to explore something that most people never think about. When someone is desperate to see you, it often means they have something to show you that will fundamentally change how you see yourself. The angels aren't desperate just for relationship, though that matters. They're desperate to show you something about yourself that you cannot see from where you're standing. They want to show you your own strength. They want to reveal your own capacity. They want to demonstrate your own worthiness. They want to illuminate the divine spark that lives inside you that's been obscured by doubt, by fear, by the lies the world has told you about who you are and what you deserve. Think about a master artist who's created a masterpiece but keeps it hidden. Imagine the desperation they would feel to finally show it to the world, to have people see it, to have people understand what they've created. That's how the divine feels about you. You are a masterpiece. You are a work of art that took divine hands to craft. You are an expression of creative genius that designed not just your physical form, but your personality, your gifts, your unique configuration of talents and abilities. And the universe is desperate to see you step into that recognition. The universe is desperate to see you stop apologizing for existing and start celebrating your existence. Colossians 1:27 reveals something that absolutely transforms how we should understand our relationship with the divine, to whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the divine consciousness, the highest expression of love and truth and light. It's in you, right now, not eventually. Not after you fix yourself, not after you achieve enough or become worthy enough. It's in you now. And the angels are desperate for you to know this, because when you truly internalize that the divine dwells within you, everything changes, everything shifts. Your entire relationship with yourself transforms. Let me share something that shifts perspective dramatically. The desperation you're sensing might not just be coming from entities outside of yourself. Part of that desperation might be coming from your own higher self, your own divine consciousness, your own soul crying out to your ego mind, pleading with your personality to finally wake up, to finally pay attention, to finally cooperate with the divine plan that's been written into your DNA since before you were born. Your soul is desperate to see you. Your authentic self is desperate to see you step into alignment with what you're actually capable of. Your destiny is desperate to see you stop settling for less. This is why signs keep appearing in your life. This is why certain messages keep reaching you. This is why you keep finding yourself in conversations or situations or media content that speaks directly to something you've been struggling with. It's not coincidence. It's not luck. It's divine desperation expressing itself through every available channel. It's the universe and your own higher self, and the angels collectively, orchestrating moments and encounters and information specifically designed to catch your attention and redirect your focus toward what matters. Isaiah 55:8-9 tells us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." The angels want you to understand that what you think you should be doing might not be aligned with what you're actually meant to be doing. The path you think is the right one might actually be diverting you from your true destination. And this is why they're so desperate. They can see from a higher vantage point. They can see the full scope of your potential. They can see the destination that's prepared for you. And they're frantic with the need to help you adjust course, because staying on your current trajectory will mean missing your own life. Here's a profound truth that very few people grasp. Sometimes the angels are desperate to see you because they're desperate to stop watching you hurt yourself. They're desperate to intervene in patterns that are destructive. They're desperate to interrupt cycles that are causing you pain. They're desperate because they love you so much that watching you choose things that diminish you is almost unbearable. It's like watching a child you love reach for something hot without understanding it will burn them. The desire to stop that child's hand, to redirect them towards safety, that urgency, that desperation. That's what the angels are experiencing on your behalf. Many of you watching this video right now are in some form of destructive pattern. You might not want to admit it, but you feel it. You know, there are things you're doing, people you're seeing, situations you're participating in that are taking you further away from your authentic purpose. And the angels are desperate to see you because they want to help you break those patterns. They want to help you find the courage to walk away from what's familiar but destructive. They want to help you embrace what's uncertain but healing. And they're intensely, desperately focused on getting your attention so you'll finally make the moves that will set you free. Philippians 4:6-7 gives us incredible insight. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and your minds through Christ Jesus. The angels want you to understand that your desperation, your anxiety, your worry, your fear, these don't have to be your final reality. There's a peace available to you that transcends logic, that supersedes circumstances, that exists independent of whether everything in your external world is working out perfectly. But that peace only becomes accessible when you stop trying to control everything and start surrendering everything to a higher power. When someone is desperate to see you, they often have a gift they want to give you. And I'm not talking about physical gifts, I'm talking about spiritual gifts. Wisdom, discernment, courage, clarity, healing, direction. The angels have accumulated millennia of understanding, and they want to transfer it to you. They want to download it into your consciousness. They want to make available to you the kind of guidance that would normally take a lifetime to accumulate. And they're desperate to give it to you because time is moving forward in every moment. You don't have this. Wisdom is a moment you're operating from a deficit. Here's something deeply important that I need you to hear. The desperation the angels feel might also be connected to your purpose affecting other people. You might think your life is just about you. You might think your struggles are just about your personal circumstances. But the truth is far more interconnected than that. There are people whose lives are waiting for your breakthrough. There are people who will find healing through your healing. There are people who will find courage through your courage. There are people whose entire existence depends on you stepping into your power and your purpose. The angels are desperate to see you because they see the ripple effects of your transformation. They see how your freedom will create freedom for others. They see how your alignment will create alignment for others. And this is why they're so intensely focused on you. Luke 15:10 tells us something remarkable. Likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repenteth. Do you understand what this means? When one person turns around, when one person changes direction, when one person aligns with their divine purpose, there is joy in heaven. There is celebration in the spiritual realm. The angels are literally celebrating your transformation. They're not just interested in you like a distant observer. They're emotionally invested. They're joyful about your progress. They're celebrating every small shift you make toward alignment. Think about what this means for where you are right now. Every moment you're considering this message, every moment you're opening yourself to the possibility that you matter, that you're seen, that you're guided. Every moment you're even slightly more open to receiving divine help than you were before. That's causing celebration in the spiritual realm. That's causing the angels to lean in even closer. That's intensifying their desperation to connect with you because they can feel your receptivity beginning to shift. Many of you are in the middle of a profound season of waiting. You've prayed, you've believed, you've taken action, but you haven't yet seen the manifestation. You haven't yet experienced the breakthrough you've been asking for. And in that waiting, it's easy to feel like nobody cares. It's easy to feel like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. It's easy to feel like the divine has forgotten you. But let me tell you the truth. The angels are never more desperate to see you than they are in the waiting season, because they can see the breakthrough coming. They can see it. They can taste it. They can feel it approaching. And they're desperately trying to keep your faith alive long enough for the manifestation to arrive. They're desperately trying to keep you from giving up 5 minutes before the miracle. Corinthians 4:17-18 reveals, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal." The angels want you to understand that what you're experiencing right now, the pain, the struggle, the challenge, it's temporary. It's light. It's momentary. But what's being built through this season is eternal. What's being forged in the fire of your circumstances is going to outlast everything temporary. And they're desperate for you to hold on to this truth because they know what's coming on the other side of this season. Let me tell you something about divine timing that will revolutionize how you think about waiting. The angels aren't just waiting for you to get to your destination. They're not just marking time until circumstances change. They're using this waiting season to transform you into the kind of person who can actually handle what's coming. If you got everything you asked for right now in your current state of consciousness, it might actually destroy you. You might not be ready. You might not have developed the character strength, the spiritual maturity, the emotional capacity to steward what you're asking for. And the angels know this. They can see it. And they're desperately using this time to prepare you, to refine you, to position you so that when the breakthrough comes, you'll be ready to receive it and keep it. Habakkuk 2:3 tells us, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." The thing you're asking for, the thing you're believing for, the thing the angels are trying to help you manifest, it has an appointed time. It's not random. It's not whenever you decide you're tired of waiting. It's appointed. There's a specific moment designed into the fabric of your life when the conditions will be perfect, when you'll be ready, when everyone involved will be in alignment, and that's when it will manifest. The angels know when that time is. They can see it, and they're desperately working to make sure you're positioned correctly when that moment arrives. When someone is desperate to see you, they're often trying to prevent you from making a mistake you don't even realize you're about to make. They're trying to save you from a path that looks good but leads to a cliff. They're trying to redirect you from an opportunity that glitters but contains nothing of value. The angels have this perspective. They can see the future consequences of your present choices. They understand the downstream effects of the decisions you're about to make. And they're desperately trying to communicate with you because they want to help you choose wisely. Proverbs 14:12 warns us, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death." This isn't talking about literal death necessarily. This is talking about paths that seem good and logical and reasonable from where you're standing, but they ultimately lead to spiritual death, emotional death, relational death, or the death of your dreams. The angels are desperate to show you which paths to avoid because they can see the end from the beginning. They have perspective you don't have, and they want desperately to share that perspective with you. I want you to understand something powerful about the nature of spiritual connection. When the angels are desperate to see you, they're not respecting your boundaries in the way that another human might. They're not going to politely back off because you're not ready. They're going to keep showing up in your dreams. They're going to keep orchestrating encounters. They're going to keep sending messages through every possible channel until you finally tune in and pay attention. This isn't disrespectful. This is love. This is commitment. This is the determination of a force that has aligned with your highest good and will not give up on you. Many of you have been experiencing increased spiritual activity lately. You've been noticing more synchronicities. You've been having more vivid dreams. You've been encountering people and information that feels strangely relevant to your life. Signs have been multiplying, and you might have wondered what's happening. Well, this is what's happening. The angels are intensifying their efforts. They're turning up the volume. They're desperate to be heard, and they're pulling out all the stops to get your attention. And the fact that you're noticing means you're beginning to wake up. You're beginning to become receptive. You're beginning to tune into frequencies you've been ignoring. Right now, I want you to do something. Stop for a moment and think about a time recently when you felt like the universe was speaking to you. Maybe it was a song that played at the exact moment you needed to hear it. Maybe it was a conversation that addressed something you've been struggling with. Maybe it was an encounter with a stranger who said something that shifted your perspective. Maybe it was a book or article that fell into your hands exactly when you needed the message. That was the angels. That was them being desperate to see you and finding a way to reach through the veil between the physical and spiritual realms to touch your consciousness. Deuteronomy 31:8 reminds us, "And the Lord, He it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee, He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed." The angels want you to anchor yourself in this truth because fear is the primary force that keeps you disconnected from receiving their guidance. When you're afraid, you contract. You close yourself off. You become defensive. You stop listening. And the angels can't help you if you're not receiving. They can't guide you if you're not paying attention. They can't redirect you if you're resistant. So part of their desperation is rooted in wanting you to release fear so that the channels of communication can open fully. Think about someone you know who's been trying to connect with you, who's been trying to get your attention, who's been trying to reach you about something important. The longer you ignore them, the more desperate they become. The more they increase their efforts. The more they try different approaches. They might call, text, email, show up in person. Their desperation grows proportional to the importance of their message and their attachment to you. That's what's happening in the spiritual realm with the angels and you right now. The final thing I want to share with you is this. When someone is desperate to see you, it fundamentally changes your relationship with loneliness. Because once you truly internalize that there are forces in the universe that are focused on you, that are thinking about you, that are working on your behalf, that are desperate to connect with you, you can never truly feel alone again. Even in the darkest moments, even when it feels like everyone has abandoned you, you can remember that the angels are still there. They're still watching. They're still working. They're still desperate to see you turn around and recognize them. This is the revolution of consciousness I'm inviting you into. This is the awakening that changes everything. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not insignificant. Someone, something, the divine itself is desperate to see you.